Let me tell you something. Nothing wakes you up like the sight of your whole life going up in flames, especially when it's not an accident, and especially when the person lighting the match is wearing a pink blazer and grinning like she's just won the county fair. Yeah, I remember that night. I remember the crackle of fire eating through my old tractor, the reflection of those orange flames flickering across the chrome, the same chrome my dad polished when he first taught me to drive that thing. Funny, isn't it, how something you grew up with, something that carried you through storms and dry seasons and long, back-breaking days, can just be erased in a couple minutes, all because I wouldn't join some ridiculous HOA. Across the road, under that sickly yellow street lamp, there she was, Karen Holloway. Arms folded, iPhone up, recording every second, acting like she'd just taken down a wanted man instead of a retired sheriff. And all this because I said, "No thanks, Karen. I don't need your rules, your boundaries, or your bake sales." She figured she'd teach me a lesson. But see, she didn't know. I've never been much for lessons. Not the ones folks like her try to teach. Now, before we get too deep, let me ask, where are you tuning in from? Is it morning, night? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you like seeing an old lawman put bullies in their place, because this one's for the books. They say trouble whispers before it shouts. For me, it started with a knock on the fence and that fake sugar-sweet voice. "Good afternoon, Mr. Turner." Pink blazer, clipboard, and a smile that could sour milk. "I'm Karen Holloway, president of the new Willow Creek HOA. Just wanted to welcome you." I leaned on my rake, said, "Appreciate it, ma'am, but the neighborhood's been welcoming me since 1981. She let out this laugh. Hi, brittle, like she practiced it in the mirror. "We'd love for you to join the association. We're building community, organizing." Yeah, I knew where it was going. It always starts with cookies and ends with bylaws about the color of your mailbox. I wiped my hands on my jeans. "Karen, this land's county. I'm not in your boundary." Her smile froze just a tick. "Boundaries can change, Mr. Turner. Attitudes, too." "Well," I said, "I reckon neither of ours is changing today." She didn't like that. Not one bit. You could see the mask slip, just for a heartbeat, before she forced the smile back on. "We do things together here, Bill. I do things right here, Karen." She left, but I could feel it. This wasn't over. A couple days later, a note showed up in my mailbox. No envelope, no stamp, just a threat dressed up as a welcome mat. Community participation is mandatory. That night, I spotted a drone hovering by my barn with a sticker, WCH. I shined my flashlight, it zipped off. By the weekend, someone spray-painted "Join or Pay" across my gate in angry red letters. See, I've been sheriff long enough to know when a grudge was turning criminal. But that night, I was just Bill Turner, old man with a stubborn streak. I figured, let her play her games. Spoiler alert, she didn't get bored. 3 nights later, 10 p.m., I'm by the fire reading a dog-eared Louis L'Amour when I hear this soft pop outside. Not fireworks. Not this time. Then the window glows orange. My heart just about stops. I bowled outside, barefoot, into the dark, my father's tractor blazing, fire crawling up the wheels, black smoke curling into the sky. I grabbed the hose, nothing. Line's been cut. Well, pump. Shut off. My hands shake. There's nothing left to do but stand there, the heat on my face, years of sweat and memories turning to smoke. And there she is, across the road, phone up, recording, the fire reflected in her glasses. Calm. Too calm. She sees me watching and smiles. Then she gets in her white SUV and drives off, slow as you please. I don't yell. I don't chase. I just let the silence settle. Sometimes it's louder than a punch. The fire crew did what they could, but that tractor was nothing but a skeleton by midnight. The firefighter sniffed, smells like gas. Yeah, I knew. I didn't storm over to Karen's, didn't make a scene. That's what she wanted. Instead, I poured a whiskey, sat at my kitchen table, and took out my old badge. Hadn't worn it since retiring 3 months back. But staring at that mess, I knew I wasn't retired anymore. Next morning, she comes sauntering down my driveway. Sunglasses, coffee, acting concerned. "Oh my, what a tragedy. I heard about your fire. Community is devastated." I folded my arms. "You were here last night." She blinks, then smirks. Bill, you can't accuse people without evidence. Maybe it was an accident. Accidents don't smile back, Karen. That wiped the smirk off for half a second. She sips her coffee. Refusing to join the HOA doesn't make you a team player. Things happen when you're isolated. That a threat? Or just poor phrasing? Community advice. She spins on her heels and leaves. I spent that day documenting everything. Burn marks, tire tracks, the cutwater line, that note. Save it all. Didn't report it yet. Instead, I bought new locks, motion sensors, cameras, parked my ruined tractor right up by the road, let everyone see it. That night, headlights crept past, same white SUV, slow, deliberate. Camera caught it all. Plate, face, smirk. But I didn't move. Not yet. People who think you're beaten get sloppy. Karen was about to get real sloppy. Next morning, another letter. Due to complaints about unsightly property damage, the HOA board may take community action if you don't restore. Community action? The woman who torched my tractor wants to fine me for unsightliness. That's when I realized Karen didn't just want me to join. She wanted to own me, to break me. But she didn't know she'd just declared war on the wrong man. I spent the next days collecting evidence. Women's footprints by the barn. Red plastic fuel container, half melted, stinking of gas. Drone footage of her SUV creeping by the night of the fire. Then I went to Miller's Hardware. Frank sold 2 gas cans to a lady in a pink blazer and white SUV 2 days before. Keep this quiet, Frank, I said. Old habits die hard. Huh, Bill, he grinned. That night, on the HOA's private Facebook group, Karen posted, some residents need a reminder that rules aren't optional. Her buddy Tom chimes in. You mean Turner? He'll learn about consequences soon. That's how far she'd go. I pulled county records. She'd filed an annexation request to drag my land into the HOA. Denied twice, but she kept appealing. Then, another final notice appeared. Either remove the debris or corrective action would be taken. All unsigned, just that willow tree logo. I laughed. Each threat stacked up, another nail in her coffin. I started setting traps. Motion sensors, hidden cameras, especially by the fence line. Late Sunday, camera pings, 2 figures hooded, one with a flashlight, the other with a red stake marked HOA property line. They literally tried to move the border. That's when I called Mason, my old deputy. Don't log this yet. Just listen. Karen again? Worse. She's crossing lines, Mason. He called back a few hours later. She's got a record, removed from 2 other HOAs for abuse and intimidation. Pattern behavior. I was almost impressed. The next night, my hidden camera caught her, in a pink robe, slipping another letter in my mailbox. You're making this harder than it needs to be. Just join, with a hand-drawn smiley face. I actually laughed. She thought she was winning. So I baited the trap. Sent an official-looking email from the county compliance office about an environmental cleanup initiative, strongly recommending HOA leadership participate this Saturday. The plan, draw Karen onto my property with all the cameras rolling and deputies waiting. Let her cross the line, literally. Sure enough, the whole HOA circus rolled up that Saturday morning. White SUVs, clipboards, Karen leading the parade. Let's move the debris. Mark the new border, she commanded. Her hired guys started dragging my fence inward, right on cue. I stepped forward, tapped my collar mic, and Mason's deputies rolled out from behind the barn, badges flashing in the sunlight. Karen turned ghost white. You're a cop? She sputtered. I'm the sheriff, I said. You're trespassing on county property, altering boundaries, obstructing an investigation. Her board members dropped their clipboards. You can't arrest me. Mason rolled the footage. Drone video. Her SUV, her voice. Maybe now he'll understand. It was over. You could see it in her eyes. Mason cuffed her. She tried to yell, I run this community. Not anymore, I said. The crowd was silent, soaking in the downfall. Lynn's video of the arrest went viral. By sundown, the Willow Creek signboard came down. But you want to know the real kicker? When the DA pressed charges, arson, fraud, embezzlement, falsifying boundaries, folks who'd once whispered about me now stopped by to apologize, offer help, bring pie. Even the new board asked for advice on fixing fences instead of fixing people. That afternoon, with neighbors swinging hammers at my side, Jerry from down the road showed up with his old red tractor. Not as fancy as yours, but it runs. Guess good neighbors still exist, I told him. He grinned. Always did. We just needed the bad ones gone to notice. The trial didn't take long. Karen sat there, power gone, watching the evidence stack up. Her lawyer called it an accident. The jury called it guilty. 5 years, plus probation. When she was led away, she hissed, "You think you've won, Sheriff? People like me always come back." "Not to Willow Creek, you won't," I said. And even after all that, her followers tried a few tricks, late-night trespassing, dead snakes on my porch, threatening notes. But the cameras were better, the deputies quicker, and the town, well, they were tired of being used. The last time Tom, her old treasurer, tried to light another fire, I caught him myself. He said, "She's coming back." She already lost, Tom. Karen's appeal failed. The board dissolved. The town changed. County law now says no HOA can expand without 3 unrelated signatures and county oversight. They call it the Holloway Amendment. And that's the only legacy she'll ever have. Sometimes I drive past the old HOA hall, boarded up, weeds taking over. I got a letter from Karen, from jail. Control never disappears. It changes hands. Still didn't get it. Order isn't about control. It's about respect. That's why I nailed a sign to my rebuilt fence, "Respect the line." Folks ask if I regret not joining, if it was worth the fight. Always the same answer. You don't avoid trouble by giving into it. You stand your ground, you hold the line, because boundaries, real boundaries, keep the peace. Power without respect just burns faster. And at the end of the day, you rebuild, not just what you lost, but who you are. What about you? Ever had to stand your ground? Drop your story in the comments. Let's hear where you draw the line. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe. There's always another tale waiting just over the fence.